Hello, this is Matt and Josh from Yousellcomics with another episode of Slingin Books, Talkin Shop. Yousellcomics is a new multi-vendor marketplace for selling comics, labs, omnis, trades, and more. Yousellcomics never charges commission on any sale. Sell for as low as $5.99 a month, or run your own auctions for $15.99 a month. Sign up now for a 3-month free trial at yousellcomics.com. Okay, so this week some news on Star Wars, Punisher,
Lots of stuff.
um,
Lots of stuff.
Morbius stuff.
Uh,
Uh,
Get your teeth out.
First, we're gonna start with Andor. Supposedly, Andor is coming out this summer. Um, so we know Obi-Wan's coming May 25th. I don't. This seems weird to me that they put two Star Wars back to back without a Marvel in the middle. Um, but Andor's been, I think, in the can for a while anyway. So this would
Yeah,
kind of put that through a wrench into this. Um,
yeah.
So, with the debut of Miss Marvel trailer revealed that Marvel Studios series is premiering, and sorry, there is going to be a comic thing in the middle between Obi-Wan and I guess Andor. It's Miss Marvel, so I
Right.
was totally wrong. Now maybe this does make sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Um, and we can talk about. Okay, so before we finish this, did you watch
Okay,
You watched Miss Marvel trailer, right?
I did watch it.
Did it feel like the tone switched? Like
Yeah,
45 seconds into the trailer went from like this Hillary Duff kind of
yeah.
teenage high school thing to like a bit more serious.
It was I mean it was an odd choice for the trailer. It kind of worked, but it also kind of didn't. So, I think I don't know. uh, Going in with the early reports that Marvel wasn't really happy with the beginning of how it was being shot and how people were acting in the show and everything else. Um, it does definitely worry me. It could be good.
So I mean, we all know that reshoots happen all the time now, but
Yeah,
do we think they reshot a ton and then kind of changed the tone?
I mean it's very possible. Here's the other thing. Let's be real. How easy is it for them to reshoot for TV
Yeah,
shows that they haven't even put out yet
yeah,
versus the movies
yeah,
in accordance to whatever story they're trying to put, right? So
yeah.
obviously things got changed around, movies got moved. You know what I mean? Certain things are coming out before and now after. So like I guess the idea that they could have changed Miss Marvel to fit, you know what I mean, like a certain
Like maybe more of a
situation.
Hawkeye tone than
Yeah, or even like, you know what I
than
mean, maybe something
a Loki
happens in
tone.
Multiverse of Madness. So then
Yeah.
wait, yeah,
Oh
yeah,
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 because
yeah.
it does come out afterwards now.
Right? So it's like this was supposed to be there and this was supposed to be this. So, oh,
Mm,
wait a minute, we'll just move this 6 months before or whatever, couple
yeah,
months before, and
but then
then
we got to make script changes.
yeah, and then we'll change the ending, and then we'll shoot the last
Mm.
two episodes, and we'll change this. So it's like I don't know. I could see that very well being the
So
case.
I wonder if this going back to Andor. I wonder if Andor releasing this late has changed some of the thing. Well, I guess because it's prequel, it's pre Rogue One, but after Revenge of the Sith, so we haven't really seen really
Yeah,
anything out of. Yeah, so I don't think that will. Well, I get. Well, yeah, no, we haven't really seen anything from between that now.
yeah. And
Just because Mando's after and
I personally do feel like Andor didn't come out because they had probably filmed mostly everything and did
mm,
mostly everything, but they probably weren't sure exactly how they were going to do the Kenobi show. And
yeah.
I bet that's what like they waited for when they finally figured out exactly what they're doing and they shot a bunch of principal stuff. They probably were like, "All right, we're going to go back to Andor. We're going to change this stuff, and it's going to fit
Mm.
into the show." Because I feel like they have to do something like
Well,
some.
so we know that obviously it happens before Rogue One, and there's apparently a second season planned, and this one is 12 episodes, which is the most Marvel or Star Wars has done for any series so far is 12 episodes, and
Crazy.
I think I also saw that they're almost an hour each. I don't know that's true. That's maybe speculation,
Well, maybe.
but and a second season, and we also I So Alan Tudyk was announced as K2SO coming back, but he
Mm,
said um, he's not in the first season because the showrunners changed, and
okay.
the second showrunner who came on after the first one changed season one, and K2SO is not apparently in season one.
Interesting.
So then I
Hmm.
guess it takes place even before, maybe at the end of season one. Like Cassian finds K2SO and reprograms him.
Huh.
I know Mon Mothma is going to be in it. She's confirmed that actress is back, and Saw Gerrera, and um, I have a monster attacking me.
Hmm.
My kitty. Um, and so respect wise, I have no idea what we could kind of be looking at. Maybe, I mean, is Han Solo around at this time? Yeah, yeah. I don't know what he's doing though, because Solo was before. Was Solo around the time of Rogue One? I guess Solo would be before Rogue One. Maybe, maybe he shows up. Does Aiden I what's his last name? Ehrenreich?
I forget, but I mean
That
that's
guy? Does that
extremely
guy show
possible.
up somewhere here?
I liked his Han Solo.
Yeah, you know what? So we've been watching since now we finally got into the 21st century and bought a 4K TV. Um, before Witcher 3 or before season 2 of Witcher came out.
Yes.
Um, we've been going back and watching stuff in 4K, and we watched Harry Potter in 4K because
Yep.
I'd only seen like the first two or three. My wife's a big fan. Um, and now we've been watching Star Wars in 4K, and yeah, Solo wasn't. I know a lot of people hate on uh, the what's the robot's name from Lando's robot L7, who was played by an actress we love from Fleabag. What's her name? Um,
The main girl?
yeah,
Oh gosh, I forget her name. I love that we do this every single
Amy
time.
Phoebe Waller Bridge.
Right.
Phoebe Waller Bridge. Oh yeah, Fleabag was great, and I'm sad it's over, but it was a good ending. But I know a lot of people hate on that character, like being woke or something. I don't know. It's
Mhm. Yeah.
why can't a droid be upset about the treatment of other droids? Like, what's the problem with that?
Yeah.
Um, and to be honest, like I'm reading Doctor Afra's omnibus from
Okay.
the last run, and there's two 000 and BT are a protocol droid and an astromech droid,
Mhm.
and they're serial killers. Like they love to torture people. Like why can't like why like if you can have robots that decide that they enjoy torturing people and killing people, why
Mhm.
can't you have a droid that wants to make it better for other droids? Like why are
Yep.
people not complaining about BT and 000 being, I don't know, anti woke? Like what like I don't even know how to explain that. But
That one's a little, yeah, it's a little
yeah, like
touchy.
so if you have a problem with a droid having its own opinion, then why are you not upset about those droids having their own opinion of liking to kill humans and torture people? But
Mm.
it's not okay for a droid to have compassion for her fellow droids. I don't know, or
Yeah.
its fellow
Yeah. Yeah.
droids. You know what I mean. Anyways, yeah, Solo wasn't that bad. Um, yeah, it was fine, and I
Yeah.
didn't mind that guy as Han Solo. He was fine, and you know what? At the end of it, I'm kind of like, you know what? I kind of wish there was a sequel.
Yep.
I would have
Yeah.
liked to
Because
see more.
I enjoyed a lot from that movie, like the acting, the way that everything looked, the way they handled it. I thought it was dope.
Yeah, and I would have like Paul Bettany's good, and
Yeah.
you get the tease of Darth Maul at the end, and you're like, well, I'm never gonna see that again.
Nope.
Okay, more Marvel news. Now this is fun because before Disney bought Marvel, Marvel was planning on doing their own movie slate
Hmm.
with whoever. Hopefully it's still there because I brought it back last week. Okay, so this is the original Marvel slate of movies before Disney bought them. That they were Fox, and Spider Man was still with Sony
Is that
at that time.
furry?
Yeah,
Deathlock?
so this is fun. So Blade Trinity came out, was terrible. The Punisher, you know what? The Thomas Jane Punisher, people hate on it, but it's not really Punisher, but it's not that terrible. Like I
It's
like
not that
Thomas Jane.
terrible. I liked it. I
Hope you're frozen. Josh froze. Josh coming back?
hello.
Yeah, you froze there for a minute.
Really?
Scrub internet. Okay, let me share my screen again.
Sorry. It's weird.
It's fine. Oh yeah, I guess the mirror too. Okay. You're still frozen? Move your face. Okay, you can move your face. Okay. Sorry for that, folks. We got interrupted. Josh froze. Yeah, so this is fun. So the Punisher wasn't that bad. It was enjoyable, I guess, for its time. I don't know if it holds up now. Probably doesn't, but
Mm.
it might. I don't know. Like Roy Schneider is in it, which was one of his last roles. You know,
Oh
Dory
yeah,
Fugaz. Yeah, like he's the dad, and
that's right.
Rebecca Romaine Stamos now.
Yeah,
Um,
Stamos.
uh, Jerry O'Connell's wife now. Um,
That's so crazy.
is in it.
It really is.
Ben
Sliders.
Foster is in it as like the weird Pierce guy, which is odd.
Oh yeah.
He's always an odd looking guy.
So
Kevin Nash, Big Diesel, Big
that's
Daddy
what
Diesel's in
I
it.
remember that. I remember that clear as day. That one for sure, 100%.
Big Russian guy. Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't. It was fun for the time. Um,
Wait a minute. Wasn't he in Ghost Rider as well? Yeah.
he's in a lot of he doesn't get a lot of speaking roles, but he's in as like a lot of like villains or henchmen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so you had Spider Man 2. There was a solo Electra movie planned that never happened. Namor that never
Oh,
happened. Ghost Rider.
crazy.
X Men 3, which unfortunately happened. Like down there, you can see Fury and Deathlock. Like they were gonna do a Deathlock solo movie.
That's
It's so
crazy.
weird.
That's so crazy. And the way
Captain
that they
America, they hadn't even like. I don't know that I ever saw anything about casting Captain America at that
no,
point.
no.
Um, so the Fantastic Four in 2005, they had already planned a Silver Surfer spinoff before the second Fantastic Four movie came out? Or did they roll Fantastic Four 2 into the
Um,
Silver Surfer?
right. When did? That's what they must have done then.
Yeah, Fury was going to have a solo movie. I don't know what that behind Spider Man's dick there is. It says
Yeah,
2 something, something 2. It says it's not Spider Man 2.
maybe Punisher 2, Ghost Rider
Daredevil
2,
2? I don't know.
Daredevil 2.
Oh, and then there are. Oh, yeah, I see in the back there, 2005. They had planned an Iron Man movie too, and
Yeah,
Man Thing.
yeah.
Like Man Thing,
Man
that's
Thing,
so random.
very random, like crazy.
Yeah, weird, weird. Anyways,
Yes.
um, so what could have been, and thankfully most we didn't get. Fox would have fucked that up huge.
Uh,
Um,
I was
that's
wrong
taken
about
by
Kevin
X
Nash,
Men.
by the way, in
Oh,
Ghost Rider. He was not in Ghost Rider.
oh no.
He
Okay,
was yeah.
maybe it was Razor. Rest in peace. Um, okay. James Gunn is everywhere now that he's got a hit movies and hit shows.
That's all it takes is
And
2 hits, baby.
yeah, if you're not watching Harley Quinn, the animated show, you should. It's fucking fantastic.
Really?
Like we've only seen the first season, but it's the what's her name from Big Bang Theory?
Fuko?
Kaylee Cuoco does the voice of
Coco?
Harley Quinn, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's funny. Like Kite Man's in it and Poison Ivy and
That's
yeah,
cool.
and Joker. Yeah, it's really good.
Hmm.
So he is going to be in season 3. It looks like here, and there's also
Hmm.
going to be a Kite Man spinoff, which is funny. Um,
Insane.
he's been holding. So he tweeted, "I've been holding on to this for a while. Enormous fan of the show. It's from honor. Thanks, Harley Quinn. He's gonna set to play himself in season 3. So I don't
Yeah.
know how James Gunn gets in the world of Harley Quinn animated, but he's gonna be in it. I don't know if he'll have special powers or not, but yeah, yeah. So it's one of the best animated shows. Like Disney seems to do well for animation, and they just can't get their shit together for live action. I don't know.
Yeah. Did you watch the Injustice movie
Yeah, it
animated?
was good. They kind of so I haven't read volume 5 yet of or year 5 of Injustice.
Mhm.
So I don't know whether they changed the ending, but they I seem to recall them changing something. As I'm like, oh, well, okay, I guess they had to make that change. Yeah, I felt like it could have been longer, like more volumes, more movies. They didn't really like year 2 to 4 is mostly Batman trying to defeat Superman like constantly,
Yeah.
figuring out how to do it, and he fails a couple times, and then Sinestro comes, and yeah, I don't know. I felt like it was good. I just wasn't great.
Yeah.
I think was what my final verdict was, if I recall correctly.
That's
If you
okay.
have any comments about that, let us know.
Please.
Okay, more Star Wars news. I suppose I should have done this with the other thing, but great Scott. Christopher Lloyd is casting Mando season 3. Let the
Mhm.
speculation begin of who he's going to play. Um, Christopher Lloyd will be joining season 3 of The Mandalorian, which is currently filming in Southern California. While the character Lloyd is playing is currently under wraps, the report describes it as a guest star role. It's
Mm.
unclear at this point how many episodes Lloyd could ultimately end up appearing in after several of The Mandalorian's guest starring characters have returned in later episodes. Um, maybe
Mm.
like, God, what could he play?
I don't know.
Like an alien?
It's tough.
Mando season 3. So at the end of Fett, we saw Mando and Grogu go off to where? They were flying around in this Naboo starfighter and they hit hyperspace. But did I
I don't
understand
think
where
we
they
know
were
where they
going?
went.
We
No.
don't know where they were going.
No.
Were they going back to Mandalore? Going to find Bo Katan and bring fight for the government of Mandalore? I don't know.
Could be spicy.
Yeah. So if anyone has an idea of who Christopher Lloyd could be playing and what comic books you can spec on for that,
Yes.
um, by all means, let us know. I did just see, and I forgot to add this, that the first appearance of Ahsoka Tano in a 9.8 went for like I think $2,500 in a
Wow.
heritage auctions yesterday.
Wow.
Um, yeah, so Star Wars spec is like going crazy now. Everyone's trying to buy um, everything they can just in
Hmm.
case. Because with Dave Filoni, he's like, you never know what he's going to pull from the EU now, like the
Hmm.
old expanding universe, and like there's speculation. Well, he brought Thrawn forward, right, from the old canon, and
Yep.
then is Mara Jade coming, and this and that, and yeah, I don't know. So I really had no idea who we could spec on for this. If you have
Hmm.
suggestions, let us know, and then go buy them before anyone else does, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, some Moon Knight news, and then we'll get into. Wait, oh yeah, move that. Oh, so we'll do Invincibles first. Another animated show, season 2, coming this year. Did you watch season 1? Yeah,
Yes.
man. That first, like, I didn't really know much about Invincibles, and that
Yeah.
first episode when his dad just like fucking murders everyone, like, at the end, you're like, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah.
Because I had no idea anything about Invincible. It was what kind of passed me, and then I started collecting it, and then I whatever.
Of
Um,
course.
yeah. So J.K. Simmons has started recording, but he doesn't know when it comes out. I don't know that it comes out this year with animation and what did you say? All the
all the
all the
studios are
visual effects
backlogged.
guys are backed up. I wonder if the
Yeah,
animation guys are backed up too.
yeah, I
Um,
could see it being delayed until next beginning of next year. But
and Steven Yeun's pretty busy these days
yeah,
after
well, he was nominated for an
Minari
Oscar,
and
right?
Minari, and
Yeah,
I feel like he's in something else coming up. So
yeah, he's
that's
busy.
yeah,
That man,
yeah. Okay,
good. He deserves it. He rules.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so some Moon Knight. Oscar Isaacs would
Yes,
rather see Mark Spector join Midnight Suns than the Avengers. I don't have a problem with that.
absolutely not.
Like if they're gonna do Midnight Suns as a more adult, darker,
Hmm.
deeper, darker story
Yeah,
with Punisher and Ghost Rider eventually, and Morbius if that goes well. Then yeah, why wouldn't Moon Knight fit into that? Man, we're only like a week away now from the first Moon Knight episode. Um, Also, we should be getting Midnight Suns. Also, the game Midnight Suns SUNS.
yep.
I think got delayed, like all games do. But it might be coming at the end of this year.
Hmm.
Um, yeah. So I don't know who the villain would be for Midnight's. I guess Mephisto,
I mean,
or
maybe
they do
be a cool way
Blackout.
for them to introduce him, but I don't think they're gonna.
Blackout first. Oh, or what was the name of that? So in the comics, there was a woman villain that controlled. I can't remember her fucking name. Um, that controlled a bunch of not zombies, but like
Not
Lilith.
sure.
Lilith and Zorath.
Oh, oh,
Yeah,
right.
Lilith.
Yes.
So maybe it's gonna be Lilith, the big
Mm-hmm.
bad, and then
Mm-hmm.
maybe like Blackout or whoever is.
Yep.
Um, I didn't put this in here, but I'll mention that Ethan Hawke said something about season 2 for Moon Knight.
Really.
Wanting to see one, whether he wants to see one or he's just like throwing
I'm
people off
very
the scent. I don't know, but
I'm very interested to see how he is in the show.
fantastic actor.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, okay,
Okay. Yes, I would agree. I would agree
yeah,
to that.
yeah.
What was the last thing he did?
The last thing I saw him in was the Good Lord John Bird, which he was fantastic in.
Okay, I didn't see that.
Yeah, it came out 2 years ago.
Okay.
It was he played a vigilante preacher that fought for slaves. So he started a rebellion in the South
Mm.
to free the slaves, and he had no problem killing people. He was nutty in it. The character is very big in that
Wow, they
big
put
and
him in the
fanatic.
Purge TV show. I can't believe that.
Oh really?
Yeah. Oh, that's very surprising.
I don't know. The Purge movies are okay.
Well, because he was in the first one, right?
Yes.
Yeah. To bring him back for
And
the
then
show was crazy.
he's in that new horror movie coming out, where he's wearing that weird fucking mask.
Right.
Not sure what
Yes.
it's called. Um,
He's also going to be in The Northman.
yeah, well, yeah, I think he's the king. I
Oh,
think he's
okay,
the king
okay,
in the
okay,
Northman.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, you know what? To be honest with you, like I'm looking at all the stuff he did in the last like 5 years, and I have not seen, unfortunately,
yeah.
any of it.
Well, there's so much fucking stuff to watch.
Of course.
My wife and I used to do like have 2 shows going, like 2 1-hour shows, and like then a half hour.
Hmm.
Whether that was a cartoon or like a sitcom or whatever, catching up
Sure.
on. And then during dinner we watched Supernatural because I've never seen it.
Mhm.
It's taken like almost 2 years now. We're halfway through season 13.
It's like
Only
nine
two and a,
thousand
two and a half more seasons to
episodes, so
go.
it's fine.
Yeah, that'll take us another year. But now we're so far behind on things. I just started like doing like 3 or 4 shows going at a time now, one random episode each. So we're
Damn.
like because we're so far behind on things that we're three. We just started. We're almost done this season 2 of the Terror, and that show finished like 3 years ago. Like we just never got to it, even though we loved the first season. The second season's different. It's a different story, like American Horror Story. But and then we just finished Bad Batch. So they're like half-hour shows. So now I think we're gonna do The Boys Diabolical. We've
Yeah,
always like the problem too is that we like to binge on shows that we love. So like
sure.
Yellowstone and 1883, we wanted to watch for every episode as it came out, but
Mm.
we know we were going to be disappointed if we couldn't like watch another one. So we
Right.
waited and waited to build up 5 episodes, and then we watched 5, and then waited for the other 5. But also because with streaming and friends and news articles, you don't want to get spoiled either. So some shows like The Dropout and Pam and Tommy and
Yep.
We Crashed or whatever. Now we're watching those as they come out, and then we're going back to the older stuff when those episodes aren't like it didn't it didn't
Right.
air that day, so we're not watching.
Yep.
So we'll watch Halo, which comes out tonight. I think the first episode.
Is it tonight?
Yeah, tonight or tomorrow.
Oh man.
So we'll watch that as it goes, and then we're watching Picard every episode that comes out. Like we're just some stuff we're not waiting for anymore. We're just
Mm-hmm.
right. I'm going back. Which I started doing with omnibuses too, because I have so many my backlog of omnibuses. I used
Yep.
to do like one fiction, one nonfiction book, and then so if it was fiction, I would choose either like a fiction book or an omnibus. And now I'm so far behind on my and plus regular comics in between. So now I'm so far behind that I'm doing like all three at once, like single issues, omnibus, and a book, whether it's fiction or nonfiction. And
Mm-hmm.
so much stuff. Anyway, okay. So now I'll do marketplace top 10 cover price of the week and specs in stores this week.
Yeah.
From last week, that Avengers has been on the list since the multiverse trailer has come out, which is a month ago.
Yep. That's crazy.
Visitor is still on there. New addition this week is the Thor #1, with speculation that the Thor Love and Thunder trailer is coming. The JLA Kurt Busiek George Perez trade reprint that was limited to 7,000 copies is going for huge. Unfortunately, it's going for huge money on eBay. Our local comic book shop got, I think, 2 or 3 issues, and they were doing an auction for it. But then those, whatever the highest price was, it was still going to be donated to the cancer fund or charity that George Perez wants to go to. Miss Marvel, after the trailer, #1 is, or no, that's #5. I wonder if that's the first appearance of someone. There's so many comics to keep. First cameo of the Inventor. The Inventor. I guess the Inventor was in it's in the trailer. The animated 125 is still Captain Carter. What's this Catwoman one? Catwoman #41. It's a Batman. Oh, it's so I guess that's something. First appearance of somebody. Anne Hathaway cover A.
That's odd. Interesting, no?
Yeah, I don't know why. $50. Why is this Catwoman? I don't know why it's gotta be from the 2018 run. Onyx returns in her home city to clean up. Maybe it's clean on Target. Yeah, I'm not sure why this is popping. So much to keep track of. Okay. So that's Catwoman, Spider-Man, Star Wars. Star Wars is always on here. Star Wars #2 from 1977. Batman, that's 28. I feel like it's Penguin related. Oh, Batman Eternal. Oh,
Is it?
sorry. It's still no. It's still Bluebird.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah. So that's your top 10 cover price of the week for sales.
Nice.
Keys this week in your stores. Some good stuff. Patch is back. Wolverine's version, a pseudo name patch. 5 issue limited series from Larry Hama. Takes place prior to Wolverine 31 from 1990. Has a first appearance of Krasny Beth. Lethal Protector is back because Venom said it so many times in Venom 2 they had to bring it back. You saw Venom 2, right?
Yes.
They must have mentioned the Lethal Protector thing like 8 times in that fucking script.
Yeah, they did. They said it a lot.
Like, we get it. He thinks he's a Lethal Protector. Like,
Including at the end of Spider-Man. It's like, okay, great.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's true too. I'm like, holy.
Yeah. Yeah, they're really cramming it down.
Pushing that anti-hero
Yeah.
narrative. So Lethal Protector is back. 5 issue limited series again. Solicitation seems to hint that this series will explore the events that led to Eddie Brock's life leading up to Dylan. So his son Dylan was introduced in the Donny Cates last Venom run. There's a new one currently from the Hulk writer. Star Wars 21, the 50th, the Christopher Sprouse has the first cover appearance of Moff Gideon.
Ooh.
Demon Days, Blood Feud, Ghost Cage is a new one. A super scientist mega power plant is taken over by terrorists. Is this about Ukraine? He sends his ultimate creation to destroy the company's monstrous secrets. Godzilla versus Power Rangers, which we just I feel like an actor just died who was in the original Godzilla. Tanada.
I don't know.
Well, we were born far after it.
Yeah.
We have Demons #1, written by Scott Snyder and illustrated by Greg Capullo. That superstar team is back. I'm gonna have to check that out. Well, it's under Dark Horse. Deathstroke #7, Harley Quinn #13 includes the first full appearance of the Verdict. Robin #12, Rogues #1, which is a reimagining. Flashes of the Flash the Rogues gallery. Interesting. I might pick that up. Amazing Spider-Man '88, second printing. Avengers Forever #4, the reintroduction of Thor's granddaughters. First cover appearance of Bo-Katan Kryz on Dr. Aphra 19, Christopher Sprouse 50th anniversary. And then Star Wars Dr. Aphra 19, Origin of the Spark Eternal, ascendant technology that granted them tremendous power. And then some more Power Rangers. Everybody loves Power Rangers. That kind of looks like
the original.
It's not so it's not. So this one here, there's a guy who's known for doing negative space covers, Christopher Tyler. This kind of looks like that, but like it doesn't, but it does. I don't know. It's weird, but yeah. But it's by Goni Montes. Okay, so continuing on with Moon Knight. So far so good, it looks like, from critics. I think they've sent out the first 3 or 4 episodes to critics. The run times look good. You know, they're not the 30 minutes of Boba Fett or Mando. They're
no, they are not
40 to 50.
Yep. I like he.
The first episode from comic book. Josh Wilding. People don't really like him as a reviewer, but he says it's the most compelling 45 minutes of TV I've watched in a long time. He must not be watching a lot of TV, but
no.
Second episode is every bit as good, like WandaVision and Loki. It's going to leave us asking questions. So Josh Wilding did he write this article and he just posted his, he just posted his own Twitter.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see from someone else who doesn't own this site. Eric Davis. First episode of Moon Knight is a blast, super weird and wild. I'm already in love with Oscar Isaac's performance. Dry and awkward British humor. I love that.
With a mix of something and something, it said.
Psychological thriller elements. Moon Knight is banana crazy pants has been banana pants crazy and heart pounding intense. So yeah, so 1 week people, and we're gonna get our first Moon Knight episode. Pretty excited for
So
it.
excited. Love
Yeah,
me
and
some Moon Knight.
watch the specs go crazy. Um, so it turns out
Yeah.
I didn't even have to go to see Batman last week because I could have just waited 4 more weeks and it's out on
Yep.
digital.
Yep.
April 19th. So if it's out on April 19th on HBO Max, it's gonna leak before that for
Yeah.
digital. So a couple days before, anyways. Um, is that less than a 45-day turnaround? So it was March 4th. March 4th it came out. April
It's
19th.
April
Yeah,
what?
that's
Yeah.
like 6 weeks. That's pretty. Yeah, oh yeah. We'll stream on 45 days after theatrical debut. Oh, so that's like, is that a standard thing now? All Warner Brothers
No,
movies will
I'm not
stream
even sure.
45
We'd
days
have to look.
after?
We have to check.
Oh, so it was the pandemic era mandate. Oh, so they'll change that as soon as, like, I know this is going to be a thing after the summer. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if unless there's some weird, super virulent COVID-19 variant again,
Mm-hmm.
um, America's pretty much done with pandemic related safety regulations. So,
I
um,
think everybody is, if that's not clearly evident.
oh, I'm still gonna wear my mask.
Oh, I'm still gonna wear my
Yeah,
mask.
yeah, fuck people getting me sick.
Hey, I've
Even if
already
it's
worked.
like, even if it's like cold or flu or whatever, I'm like, you know what?
How?
I used to be like, oh, why are all those people? Why are all those Asian people in the airports wearing masks? I totally get it now.
Yeah,
I'm
they
I'm
knew
sorry that I
what
thought you
they
were
knew
weird.
way before we did.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Something is killing the children. Number 22, which weirdly enough wasn't in the spec unless it's not coming out this week.
Mm.
So Ashcan orders. Jump to six figures. Uh, Something is killing the children. Volume 4 top the sales charts prove that the Juggernaut series, created by Tinian the Fourth and Del Edria, shows no signs of slowing down. At the same time, issue 1 landed in the final 2 of the CBCS's March Madness tournament, beating Walking Dead and Invincible number 1, and The Boys number 1. And that's before the Netflix adaptation from Mike Flanagan.
Mm.
Um, so the Ashcan variant, which we talked about 4 episodes ago because it came out then,
Yep.
was a surprise, and it was one per comic book store. I know my local kept it and didn't put it up for sale. Um, so that doubled to over 145,000 copies, making it the clear contender for top spot in March. I have the hardcover, the first 15 issue. Like, so every time I read about something that's killing children, how good it is, I'm like, oh, I should put that on my pull list and get into it. And then I'm looking back at back issues of how much they're worth, and I'm like, it's gonna
Yep.
cost me way too much to go back. So I bought the hardcover to read it at least. Um, but yeah, so it looks like issue 22 is gonna get 3 first appearances, so that'll pop sales again.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I don't know if they've announced when the Netflix series is coming, but if like I think I saw so there was 8 or 9 reprints of issue 1, and I think I saw a first print is now well over $1,000, 9.8, and that's before
Wow.
Netflix has come out. It'll at least go 100% more than that, maybe even 200% by the time that thing comes out. Um, whether it's good or bad, like Flanagan's very good, so I assume it'll be a great show, like as good as the books
Yeah.
purported to be are purported to be. So yeah, so look out for Something's Killing Children 22 to spec on that. Oh, in shops April 27th, so next month.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
sad news about Jared Leto and Morbius. Ooh. Um,
Oh God, who could have
so
saw it coming?
yeah, so after beating their New Mutants delay record with 6 release dates, it had 6. Damn.
Damn.
Uh, Morbius has grown into something of a joke within the Marvel fandom. Now, let's be clear. This is a Sony movie, and the Sony Venomverse.
Yes.
Um, and I saw someone mention. I bet Marvel hates that it's referred to as like a Marvel movie
Yeah.
because it ain't. And Marvel's track record is pretty good about not putting out terrible movies.
Yeah.
And Sony's track record is not. So, um, so let's see some of the early Twitter posts about it. Like Twitter's a thing, but some critics said boring, uncalculated, with no consistency. Has good moments here and there with 2 to 3 Easter eggs sprinkled throughout. 2 to 3. Oh yeah, that's worth 2 hours in a movie theater.
Yeah.
After years of unfortunate delays, the rumored first reaction seems to suggest that Sony still missed the mark with Morbius. Granted, this won't come as a surprise to many, as excitement for Sony's latest Marvel venture has been low since the beginning, as trailers failed to generate much interest. Yeah, even the first two trailers were like, eh.
Yeah.
Why do I care about this?
Exactly. It's just like, no.
Venom has a measly 30% rating among critics, but really, the first Venom has 81% from audiences. Jesus. Okay. The promise of occasional good moments and several Easter eggs does offer. No, it doesn't. This doesn't offer a glimmer of hope. But suggestions should just watch it.
FYI, it gives away a spoiler at the bottom.
Oh, okay. Just to watch it when it gets home. Yeah, I'm not going to theater to see this.
No.
Like, now that the border is about to be open and you don't need a test for triple vaxxed, like, we can go to our regular theater that we like.
Yep.
Because we went when we went to see Batman, we tried the D box seats instead.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So the other seats were super low and uncomfortable because I'm very tall and also big and 6'6". But then the D box seats, I didn't think, like, when I bought the tickets, it didn't say it was D box. It said it was Atmos. But the seats were on anyways. So I brought we brought my wife's mother, who's, I don't know, 75.
Nice.
And yeah. So we figured out how to turn it off for the most part. Like, it was on the low setting. But even those seats were at an awkward angle and uncomfortable for 3 hours.
Yeah, of course.
Our theater sucks in Sarnia. Anyway, so we'll be able to go back to the good theater with recliners and small big screens. So
yeah.
But I'm not going to see this. Like,
no. No, I think we all know.
I know you dislike Jared Leto, and whether that's personal or not, I don't know. But that's both. But so we were watching We Crashed about the WeWork debacle, and he plays the French Jewish Israeli Adam Newman. He's really good in it as being a total douche. So
that's cool.
Maybe that's based, I guess, on his real life attributes, but
most definitely. But
yeah, so if you're excited about Morbius, we apologize for ripping on the movie, but
yeah,
it's the way we feel, and apparently critics too. Okay, so Punisher War Journal is coming back as one shot. Jason Aaron launched a new Punisher last month, which I read the first issue. This is with the changing of the symbol. It's more of an Asian style samurai symbol now. I like the first issue. Like, he is working for the Hand, killing child molesters and learning to use a samurai sword and chopping heads off. Like,
that's nice.
Like, it sounds like the Punisher to me. Just because the symbols change, he's still doing the same thing.
That's nice.
So far, at least issue 1. So Punisher War Journal is coming back in one shots. The first one written by Tarun Gronbach, which might be a Swedish name, Danish maybe.
I'm not sure.
And with art by Alan Medina. Punisher War Journal Blitz #1 is the first of 3 one-shots set during Frank Castle's controversial status quo change. that has him working for the Villainous Hand organization. Punisher's next mission finds him hunting hate monger, an aging war profiteer. So far, Punisher's team up with the Hand has featured the resurrection. Oh yeah, that. Well, okay, well that's fucking spoiler. That was at the end of book one. Yeah. So more Punisher. Oh, that's cool.
It is cool, actually. That logo, man. Fuck.
You know, I know you don't like it, but I get why they changed the logo.
Yeah, I get what they changed it. That's so.
Yeah. So that comes out. What's our date here? Date. No date. No date. So look for that in your LCSs coming
Yes.
whenever. Okay. Marvel's cinematic universe is a massive place with stories taking place on Earth, alien planets, and the quantum realm. However, the central hub is New York City. Yeah.
Yes.
So much like people have a problem with Star Wars right now in Tatooine, Marvel wants to get out of doing stuff just in New York
Yes.
City.
Apparently,
Uh,
one of the main reasons why Moon Knight is set in London and not in
is just to
America.
get out of New York City.
Yeah,
Huh.
which is
I mean,
interesting.
they could have done Chicago.
Yeah.
I mean, Gotham. I mean,
I mean,
there's
but yeah,
but
it's
why? So there's like there's kind of only like 3 or 4 major cities you could do. L.A.,
yeah,
New York, Chicago, and um,
DC maybe no,
yeah, like you're not gonna do a show in Portland, right?
no,
Uh, Tampa, Miami. You could do a show in Miami.
maybe
It's
it's
really
tough.
hot all the time and sticky, but
Yeah, lots of stickiness.
and it's gonna be underwater soon. But
Mm,
Houston, maybe I don't know. It's weird.
that is
Like
weird.
you think of the big,
It's a
think of the
little
big
weird.
superhero team ups, and they're like, well,
Yeah,
it's New York or it's L.A. Like, and even in most comics, like what team? I guess what's that young X-Men team? There's one X-Men team that works at L.A. I think California. The
I
that was
not sure.
an old run. I don't know if that's still
Mm,
a thing now because now they're all Krakoa. But yeah. So Moon Knight will be in London.
yes.
Uh, but like She-Hulk's gonna be in New York. And
Yeah, yeah.
what's the next show after that? Well, Loki won't be.
Miss Marvel will be in New Jersey,
Oh, oh, okay. That's
so
okay.
technically that'll
Technically,
be
yeah,
New York. Yeah,
you're
yeah.
gonna see the same backdrop.
That's okay. It's the same CGI shot they used for the last three movies, so it's fine.
I guess. Well, I guess Echo will be unless they go with
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Not sure.
like from that storyline. I believe Kingpin goes to Europe to get his eyes fixed, but
Oh
then he
really?
comes
Okay,
back. Yeah, but then he comes back. So whether they're following that story or not, I don't know. But
that could
like
be
they kind
cool.
of alluded that to that in
Hmm.
the end of Hawkeye. But
Yeah, that's right. Right.
and if they're redoing a Daredevil, like Daredevil's has to be New York.
Yeah. So they know that. So they know they have a lot of New York stuff coming up. So they obviously tried to get.
People complaining about that though. Like
No, no.
I get the Star Wars thing. Like, oh, it's fucking Tatooine again, just a desert.
Hmm.
Let's see some like there's so many other planets, and that's true of Marvel too. Like there are other planets in Marvel.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Um, okay. Uh,
yeah.
so
So
finally, this is kind of comic related, but not. I don't know if you like Avatar. I'm sure there's
I
more
don't think
fans of
anybody
this.
likes Avatar. This is why I put it down.
Oh,
But yes,
because they're gonna ride the coattails of Doctor Strange.
yes. The
Is that what you're
rumor
saying?
is the teaser is coming after the movie. I
After the movie?
Yeah.
Well,
So
why
this
would?
so the same way that they did Doctor Strange at the end of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I guess they're putting the teaser at the end of the movie. I think that's what it said.
Let's do that shit then. So,
Yeah,
unless they put that and then they put like another end spoiler or end
for
credit
some
scene
reason to
after
stay.
that,
Yeah,
just to
yeah,
make it
exactly.
stay.
Yeah.
Fuckers.
Um,
Okay.
so I was reading something. I guess we'll end on this, but I was reading something quickly that said, um, basically Spielberg has been working. Sorry, not Spielberg. Cameron has been working on a way to, I guess, do 3D in the cinemas without having the glasses and still using normal, yeah,
Existing
processes.
equipment. Yeah, yeah.
And I don't know if they ended up doing that,
I hope not.
but I know that for a good amount of time, and we're talking years,
Right.
is one of the reasons why they didn't release it, is because Cameron was trying to do that. So I'm a little bit curious and if they settle on anything or if they're gonna try to do something.
Are 3D movies still a thing?
Uh
Like when you go
yeah,
see
they
a
because
movie, are you
they
still getting the glasses and going to like if you have a choice between non 3D and 3D, are you still choosing 3D?
personally no. But I know a lot of people that still go to 3D movies. Like and like do the glasses and whatever. Um I mean, if you look at it, I would say almost what 75% of movies that are, I guess, blockbusters come out in 3D. I usually see them listed as 3D at least a fair amount of times.
Yeah, well, because we were going to our favorite little boutique theater, it never had 3D, so we never had that choice.
Oh,
But
okay.
even when we have the choice, I'm never choosing 3D. Like if I have a choice, I'm never choosing 3D. I think it's pointless.
Yeah.
In its current state, whether James Cameron fixes that or not, I think it's pointless. Like it just makes it just makes the movie a bit tinted dark because the glasses are dark,
Yep.
and I don't know. I feel like it hurts cinematography and the experience of because I get to see like little sparkles flying around me. Who cares? Like
Yeah.
I yeah, and the D box like weird. So when I turned mine off, I could see people in the. Did you do D box for Batman?
I don't do D-Box. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I got my drink. I got my popcorn. I don't want to be shaking around and dropping kernels. Okay.
Did you were you in a theater that had D box seats during it?
I'm not sure because we went to IMAX,
Yeah.
but I can tell you right now, again, when that Batmobile lit up, oh my god, I thought I was gonna blast off into space.
so a number of a number of the car chases. So we were in the back D box row, so no one could breathe on us, and then in front of us were a group that had D box set at full. Right
Hmm.
during the Batmobile chasing with Penguin, they're like getting whipped back and forth and like up and
Yeah,
down. Like I'm like I would throw my neck out doing this shit. Like why would I want to put myself in a car accident?
100%.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't get it. I
So
mean, I get it, but I don't get it. Um,
yes.
so if you're looking forward to Avatar 2 and the
So
technology,
this was set in 2020. It may use the technology of an entirely new level by utilizing a RGB laser projection system designed by Christie Digital that would eliminate the need for viewing with
so
glasses.
is he gonna force theaters to buy this $1 million laser projector just to show Avatar
I
2,
don't
and then no
know.
one
I don't
else is gonna
think
use
so.
this technology?
I don't think so.
Oh,
Sorry, I'm just reading. Whew. This is yeah, I'm not sure. I think it says something to do as well with motion capturing underwater or something.
what? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, and you know what? Reading this, it reminds me that halfway through Avatar's development, it switched hands. Disney bought Fox. So that's why Avatar is getting a
Right.
trailer after, because I'm
Right,
sure
of
there's a lot of
course.
money,
Yeah.
and they might. So Fox put all this money into this technology. I'm sure Cameron didn't put his own money into developing this for the movie. I can't imagine what the budget is for 3 Avatars because I believe he filmed them all at once, right? Avatar 2, 3, and 4.
No, because well, from what I understand, I just read that it was only 2 and 3.
Back to back.
Yes, so
Okay.
he's got principal photography and filming done for both of those.
So what
And
about, like, why
when
is it
did he
for
do
100
that?
million?
Like that would have been
Pre-pandemic for sure.
it would have been 5. I would say that it would have
5 or
been
6
like
years
5
ago.
years ago. He probably filmed
Yeah.
that stuff or
So
more
what are we thinking budget wise? Like for those 2 movies, 500 million, 600 million to do
in
those movies?
total.
Yeah.
I would say 6.
So 600 million, and I'm sure Disney ate that when they bought Fox,
Yeah,
right? That's on
yeah.
Fox's books that they haven't been able to write off because the movie hasn't come out yet.
No,
So
that's a
now I
that's a
can see why,
spicy
like,
meatball, dude.
yeah.
That's
So I can see
spicy.
why Disney wants this to be a success.
Because if you really think about it, I don't think they have any other movies coming out for Marvel or even Star Wars
Does it have a
that
release date though?
would no,
Part
no,
2 does not have a release date,
no.
but it's getting a trailer.
Yeah, I
A
think they said
saga
two.
and a family saga.
Yeah, I think they said 2023,
Oh no,
2024.
sorry, right here, December 16th. It's at the end of the article.
What?
December 16th it comes out.
All right, we'll see. We'll see about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Kate Winslet isn't the new one.
Wow, really? I'm pretty sure that's him. Yeah.
Um. Okay, so Avatar is part of the MCU now. Okay, so
The multiverse confirmed.
yeah. So could you imagine one of these guys shows up in Doctor Strange 2, comes flying out? Or one of those
Don't do that.
one of those wing
Don't
things that they
don't you
attach
dare.
to.
Don't you dare.
Yeah.
Okay? Because this is Kathleen Kennedy we're talking about, okay?
She's Lucasfilm. She's not Disney.
Well, I meant she's got influence. So plus
Okay.
I would say she's the wackiest one there. So
Yeah, there's a lot of so I had an update.
yeah.
There was an update on Rogue Squadron, and the quote I saw in it was, um, a lot of top directors want to make a Star Wars movie, but they don't want the interference from the higher ups, which I assume is Kathleen,
Yes.
of the point by point plot corrections.
Kathleen Kennedy.
I mean, look, she can put together a movie because she worked with Spielberg but I think probably Spielberg is calling those shots.
Yeah.
So she knows how to put a movie together. I don't whether she knows how to run a universe. I don't know.
No.
I mean, she did give the reins to TV to Filoni and Favreau, so and paid apparently a ton of money to Favreau to do it. So
Really?
you know,
That's decent.
people who realize they've made mistakes and know enough to know that they aren't
Yes.
equipped to run a universe.
Yeah.
You know, it's still you still got to give him credit for that. The
Give her a
decision's a
shred.
decision. So
Shred of credit.
yeah. Okay, so that's it for this week. Don't forget to go to your local comic shop. Also, don't forget to check out Yousellcomics.com for um, books. There is a bunch of Silver Age stuff that went up this week from one of the vendors,
Oh,
Lunster.
cool.
Some Avengers stuff. Yeah, so we're almost last count. I think we're at over 1,000 items listed now. So yeah,
Oh,
we're
whoop, whoop.
only 25 million more to go to get to eBay's listings. So
Perfect. We're on our way.
yeah. Okay. This has been Matt and Josh from Yousellcomics, Slingin Books, Talkin Shop. Thanks.